Hello everyone, my name is Omkar, and today I'm going to tell you some interesting stories from my first trip as a tour manager in Belgium, Brussels. So, of course, it was I like traveling, and I did a lot of trips with one of the tour operator, and then eventually the tour that tour agency asked me because I was doing a lot of trips with them and I was enthusiastic. So they asked me, "Are you interested to join us as a tour manager or tour operator?" I said I was thinking, so it was a good opportunity for me. I told them yes, why not? And of course, it is on usually on weekends, so I can do this as a hobby. So I accepted, and then first trip that I was given was called Radhadesh Derby. So it's a Krishna temple near on the outskirts of Brussels, Belgium. So it's around 2.5, around 3 hours travel Derby because it's not really easy to approach by public transport. So it's always the tour operators take the buses there. So that it was Krishna Janmashtami. I think that's where this trip was arranged. So it was my first trip. So it was a nice day, auspicious day, and I was lucky to be part of tour manager there. And interestingly, I always get a very different kind of experience in every trip. So I learned a lot of things. So to start with, as per plan, bus were on time on the pickup spot. So I was already there, and most of the people were also there. So as it was my first time, I was very enthusiastic with a list of and all my group. So I made an announcements for the group and asked people to get in one by one. So it was double decker bus. So you can imagine almost 80 people were there and it was full, not a single seat lesser. And then everyone was there. It was like no empty seats, no shows, no shows. Everyone was in, but it's okay. So I announced number one by one. Everything was good until I reached around 45, 50, and then people started complaining, hey, my seat is not there, it is missing, number is missing. I said, okay, those who have these problems, just stay back. Rest can go and sit on their place. So apparently there were we ended up in 6 7 people where the seat numbers were missing. And then when I checked, when I again went upstairs because it was 2 floor, I found that okay, some seats were vacant. And then apparently I found that those were the duplicate double numbers. So same number was there up as well as down. So people were searching down, but the number was up and other way around. So it was a bit confusing. Something lesson learned. I should have checked the seat numbers upfront, which seats are up or and then are there duplicates. And because when I talked to a driver afterwards, he told me yes, these seat number there are seat number double. But then ideally he should have told me upfront so that I could have informed people accordingly. But it's okay, lesson learned. Before announcing, before people getting onboarded, it's always good to check all the seat numbers that there's no duplicate and all seats are in good shape. So from that, because it was my first experience, from that point onwards I always followed that. Before we start, before I get people in, I will take a round, I'll check each and every seat, like seat numbers are correct, no problems, and then I'll let people in. So that way it's easy, and there is no chaos afterwards. But then that was the first trip, but it's okay, people were considerate. And meanwhile, we had multiple buses onboarding this bus onboarding multiple buses going to Radhadesh on that day because it was Ashtami, and a lot of people wanted to go there. So and all each bus was full. So apparently there was one couple for which they were waiting for me, and then their number okay, was their seat was not with my bus, and then they were waiting, and then apparently they told me they are in a bus number which is, I was not sure because I have only one bus which I was coordinating, bus number 4 or 5, and they were in another number. So they never told me that upfront. If they had told me that okay, I am in this bus, then I would have already told okay, that's not my bus. Check upfront with your tour manager who is communicated as a tour manager. Call them, but they never did that because they assumed that okay, every bus will come here, but that was not the case because only two buses were supposed to start from the pickup point where we started, Nord Station in Brussels, while other two were supposed to start from Evere, the other part of Belgium or Brussels. So they were there, and then I also fortunately I had another bus, so who is more experienced tour manager was there. So I consulted him, I told this is the couple, and then they are waiting for the bus. And then he told, no, we can't help. They are supposed to join in the in Evere, not here. And then they called that tour manager, and she was new, and then she was trying to convince the other tour manager that okay, accommodate them, we'll cover up afterwards. But then no, with Belgium rules, and then even drivers are strict, so we are not allowed to take more people than the sitting capacity we are allowed. So unfortunately we had to say yes. That was a very hard decision. I was kind of because being an Indian, and then I know their situation, so I tried to see if we can still accommodate them, like maybe if there are some kids, can they go, can we adjust some people there. But then he said no, that's a risk and it's up to them if they want to convince. But why someone will give up their seat if they have paid for it, even if it's a kid's seat? So it was a bit difficult choice, but then we had to say no to that couple to come to our bus, although it was their mistake as well. They should have gone to other bus. But okay, things happen. That's how it went. But unfortunately, bus was full, everyone was onboarded, then we started. And okay, so I was happy that finally everything is well, and it was a small trip, just 3 hours travel. Okay, I was taking a sigh of relief, and then oh my god, so within 30-40 minutes in the bus, and then something started smelling. So it was a burnt smell. So I asked driver what's going wrong, and he also said yeah, something is smelling. And then he took bus aside, and it was, oh my god, our tire had burst, literally burst. And then we were lucky that we stopped just in time. If we had just gone few minutes just like that with burst tire, it would have been really bad accident. But we were lucky, we took our bus aside. Of course it was not a on the side lane. We took our bus, he parked there. And then okay, what to do, nobody knew. And then driver called helpline. They always have a number where they ask for assistance. And then that person, okay, took some time, 10-15 minutes, to explain him where is the bus and what all exactly has happened. And then that assistance insurance company people told him that they will come back as soon as the van gets free. So assistance van gets free. So okay, that was a message we had. And then we were waiting. Of course it was first time experience. In fact, driver also told me that it's something, he's also within his 30 years of driving, it has happened for first time. So nobody knew that how long it's going to take. So I just was trying, because for me it was first time, I just announced people that okay, we have to get down so that the tire repair can be done. But then there was a risk, because it was it was a highway, and standing on that road, it was really risky. We got down, but then some people, because people were hungry and we started early, and then people said no, we'll try to, there is some Magdi around, we'll go and have that. How much time? But I said wait, I cannot tell you exact time. The moment bus comes, the moment we are ready, we'll move on. So I'm not going to wait for anyone else, because that was a risk for me. Because at the same time it was highway, if something happens, then I'm responsible for that. So I clearly told them that no, if you're going somewhere, it's your own responsibility. And as per my recommendation, everyone should stay together here. And as soon as bus gets repaired, the tire gets repaired, we are going to move. It was a hard decision, but again it took some time for me to adjust people. Still some people were walking. I already told them this warning. And then after almost 40 minutes we were standing there waiting for assistance. And then till that point there was uncertainty. Nobody knew how long it's going to take for assistance to come to our place, neither driver nor me nor people. So it was really tough time. But then the moment assistant car was there, assistance person, he came and he was really quick. The moment he came, literally within 10 minutes we were ready. So he changed tire, he removed first one, put the next one. He was very quick, and he has all the machinery. He was super quick, and it was all good. So they signed paper, and within 15 minutes we were ready. And then okay, I asked people to get on board. So meanwhile driver completed the formalities, signing and those insurance papers and assistance papers. So all was signed, and then we moved. So but then that was a big accident. We just escaped that accident literally. And people kept telling me that hey, they were already getting a smell, it was vibrating and also. But that's an after story, right? So just when it happened, nobody knew, and then just based on the smell, we stopped luckily, and then we were lucky that big accident was avoided. But then indeed it was a burst of a tire, which can happen with any bus anytime, so nobody know. But it was, I tried to ask driver like wasn't it checked before when we started, but of course when we started it was good. So it's not like when we started there was a problem. So then it is one off case, and it keeps it happens, so something beyond our control. So with this accident, so of course when we started our bus again, because we lost 1 hour and all these things. So while going back, I told one thing, that okay, we are reaching late, but still the prasadam, which is typically served, is still available. Because I had already informed our other tour operators that okay, we are running late, and then make arrangements for our people so that they can also get prasadam on time. So Mahaprasad was there. So only thing that I recommended people, okay, as soon as they reach there, take a darshan and then immediately go for prasad, because otherwise they may not get it. So that's something announcement I made. At the same time, because we lost 1 hour, of course I don't want to spoil people, because otherwise they'll get 1 hour less, right, if we return on the same time which is earlier planned. So because we were late by 1 hour, I gave people, or rather we were late by almost 1.5 hours, because we started 30 minutes late because of the seat arrangement confusion. But anyway, it's okay. So I told people that okay, we are going to start a little late, 1 hour after the rest of the buses start, which people were okay. And it was in a way good, because in the evening there was one special program, I think it was rock music, and then people enjoyed. So it was a lot, we were there 1 hour after our rest of the buses left. So that in a way good, because we started around 6. And then one good thing, when we were our bus was getting repaired, of course, literally I was telling people that something first time happens, like it's not in our control, and people agreed. In fact, some of the people were also doing bhajanas like Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. So yeah, the path to reach God is not easy. So indeed there were challenges, and then we overcome thanks to Lord Krishna. So of course, with God's grace, everyone was safe, and we reached safe. And in the evening also, we were able to come back. Of course, it was my first time, and I had to collect tip for the driver, and it was something difficult time, because people were complaining that hey, we lost 1 hour, we are late, why should we give tip? But it's something I need to convince people that okay, any bus, any vehicle can get puncture anytime. It's not something driver's fault, so why to blame him? So I asked people to give their tips with kind heart, and then indeed I managed to collect enough tip for our driver. So I collected it and gave it back to him, because it was first time, it was a short trip, so we did not have our services on board, like say tea, coffee, hot drink service was not there, because it was a just 3 hour journey that was earlier planned. So that was part was not there in my trip, but still I learned quite a lot things. And because it was the first time, I will always take these memories forever with me, and then lessons learned are always useful. So I hope you enjoyed the story of my first trip as a tour manager, and you also have had a fun. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.